The baffling claim of Arjun being the greatest archer of all times is always questioned by many, and regardless of the fact that the endgame is Mahabharata, it always makes one wonder, how can there be no competition for him during an era where gods resided on the earth? While we always choose to be in the mainstream, we tend to lose sight of the fact that a story, or for that matter, any literary work has a different point of view, and looks can be deceiving after all. What if we tell you there were two close competitors to Arjun in the art of archery, both of whom were never given a due chance to prove their mastery to the world? That's right. The most renowned archer ever was, after all, someone who never really faced acknowledged competition from those who could possibly beat him. And don't take us wrong, we know that Arjun was always up for the challenge to prove his skills, and it was the circumstances that led to the lack of competition. But again, as any human mind would do, we too wander around the question of, what if? Hi, and welcome back to our channel, where today we'll look at the interesting story of Arjun's credential of being the most skilled archer in the world, and the bitter aspect that led to it. But before we begin, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so we can bring you more of such interesting content in the future. Now, without wasting another moment, let's get started. So, who is Arjun? Well, Arjun was the son blessed by the Lord Indra to King Pandu and his wife Kunti, and was one of the 5 Pandavas. He was described as the best archer and the favorite pupil of his teacher, Guru Dronakarya, in the epic Mahabharata. There was a scene described in the epic where Dronakarya asked his students, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, to hit the eye of a bird with their bows and arrows. The only person to do it was Arjun, as his focus was unwavering. He defeated the great kings Bhishma, Bhagadata, Jayadratha, Sudakshina, Shasharma, and Karna. He was the main asset for Pandavas to win the Kurukshetra war of Mahabharata, but these wins were by unfair means. Unfair coming from a warrior, unfair for the battlefield, and even Arjun knew it. So, was the win really a win? No doubt it was a good against an evil win, but we don't know the stories of both sides. Yet then, who are we to judge without knowing? Let me take you towards a few stories that might contradict the story you have in mind and challenge your point of view. The story of Karna. The sun god Surya blessed Kunti with a son Karna before her marriage. Being ashamed of the fact that she had a son before marriage, she put the baby in a padded basket and set it adrift in the small river Ashvanati by the palace. A charioteer picks him up and looked after him as their own son. Karna grew up, went to the south side, and was trained as a warrior by Parshurama, the teacher of Dronakarya. On his return to the kingdom of Hastinapur, the crown prince Duryodhana becomes his close friend. At the graduation ceremony of the princes, when Arjun started shooting out arrows and displayed his mastery, Karna, out of nowhere, started shooting arrows as well and matched his level. He was on the verge of defeating Arjun when Dronakarya stopped the competition and asked him about his lineage. When all of them came to know of his charioteer lineage, they mocked him. Duryodhana saw Karna as a man equal to Arjun in martial abilities and felt that he was a balance. So Duryodhana crowned him as the king of Anga. But still the tables were turned in such a way that Arjun's almost defeat went unobserved, and instead, all the focus was on insulting the caste of Karna. The story of Eklavia. Eklavia was a Nishada, which means untouchable, with dreams to become a warrior, an immense archer. He saw Guru Dronacharya teaching his pupils, the Kauravas and Pandava princes, and was impressed. So he started learning by watching them from his hideout and practicing what he learned in the forest. One fine day, Eklavia woke up, took a bath, prayed to his guru, took up his bows and quiver of arrows, and landed up at the practice to watch. The princes assembled, practiced, and then separated out for lunch. But he saw Arjun, who kept practicing. Meanwhile, a mangy dog, almost dead and suffering, scavenging for food, was shot in the right eye by Arjun from a distance quite far. There was no chance that he could hit the puppy from such a distance, is what Eklavia thought. Astonished, Eklavia wished that he too would get a chance to prove his skills. He shot an arrow from the bushes at an even farther distance and shot the struggling puppy in the left eye. All of them were awestruck. Where Eklavia thought his guru would embrace him with tears of joy and that Arjun would accept him as an equal, he was asked about his caste instead. After knowing he was among the untouchables, they were offended and considered what Eklavia did to be an insult. Dronakarya asked about his guru, to which Eklavia explained how he considered Drona to be his guru, and how he learned everything by practicing in front of his clay-made statue. To everyone's surprise, Dronakarya said that he was proud of Eklavia and his remarkable achievement. But this did not end here. As per the customs, being his guru, he asked Eklavia for his guru dakshina, which is the price to be paid to a teacher for teaching a student. Eklavia would give his guru anything that he desired, but to his horror, the guru asked for his right thumb as his fee. With a swift sword, Eklavia severed his thumb and it fell in the white dhoti of the guru. He ran back to the forest knowing that his dreams and ambitions were shattered by the cunning guru, as he won't be able to hold an Indian bow without the right thumb. In doing so, Dronakarya maintained the status of Arjun as the prodigious archer of all. The story of Hanuman. Lord Hanuman is a monkey and the greatest devotee of Lord Rama, who is an avatar of Lord Vishnu. Once Arjun was out on a pilgrimage to Rameshwaram. On his way, he worshipped a Shivlinga made by Lord Rama before starting out for Lanka in the Ramayana era. After seeing the blessings of Lord Shiva, he went near the ocean where there were remains of the Ram Setu bridge. The bridge, built of stones by Hanuman and his army of monkeys to cross the ocean along with Lord Rama. Arjun made fun of the bridge, saying, "Why would a lord rely on monkeys for building a bridge, and that too of stones, instead of arrows?" Hanuman, on hearing this, questioned Arjun that how would a bridge of arrows carry such mighty monkeys? Insulting Hanuman, Arjun challenged him, saying that he was the greatest disciple of Dronakarya, and that if he couldn't build a bridge of arrows strong enough to carry him, he would kill himself. He tried to build the bridge as strong as possible, but as soon as Hanuman stepped on the bridge chanting the name of Lord Rama, the bridge collapsed. Humiliated by his defeat to a monkey, Arjun was about to kill himself when a Brahmin appeared and inquired about the challenge. On knowing, the Brahmin said a third one was required as a person to judge fairly. But agreeing with him, Arjun built another bridge of arrows after reciting the name of Lord Krishna, another avatar of Lord Vishnu, and asked Hanuman to cross it. Hanuman, overconfident by his win, crossed the bridge and jumped on it after regaining his original huge almighty self. But to his and Arjun's surprise, the bridge did not collapse. They turned to see the Brahmin in his true avatar, Lord Vishnu himself. He explained that he was Rama as well as Krishna and clarified that Arjun won because he recited the name of the Lord. On seeing Hanuman as a god, Arjun fell to his feet and apologized again and again. Accepting his apology, Hanuman promised to protect the chariot of Arjun during the war of Mahabharata. All these stories do indicate that the archery of Arjun was exceptional, no doubt. But even if he was predominant, it was not all by himself. It was because of the help provided to him by others and the elimination of the better ones than him by unfair means as well. It is yet to be known if Arjun was indeed the superior archer or not, as there are stories that say otherwise. But at the same time, he was at the victory end and won, be it whatever. So again, doesn't that make him the best now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time with another interesting myth. Until then, goodbye.